Alright, how's it going, guys? I got a match for you today versus Improv. He's a good buddy of mine, and he hangs out at the stream a lot. And he asked for Yu-Yu. Yu-Yu's not really my cup of tea. It's not really what I prefer. In fact, I actually don't really like it too much. But some of the pokes I like to use, I guess, are stuck in there. So I gotta deal with it. So we had an actually very good match, and we'll go ahead and play it back right now. As you can see, a couple interesting pokes in the thumbnail. As you can see by the thumbnail also as well, it's also going to be lead Blastoise versus lead Alakazam. I bring Alakazam for Ambipom, but I don't know what lead Blastoise wants to do besides fake out. And surprisingly, he goes for Water Spout. I really didn't know what to expect from this. Like, I don't know. It's not really something I run into that often in Yu-Yu, if at all. So, he brings me down to my Sash. There's not really much I can do about that. I decide I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Psychic. Try to hit this or whatever decides to come in because he wants to keep his health because I know he's running Water Spout. I know he's going to set up rocks or go for something like T-Wave or something of the sort. So I go to my Dugtrio, who I know is going to be appreciative of any of that. And plus I've locked him in, so he's going to be weak to Earthquake. It's probably going to be a 2-hit KO because I'm Life Orbed. But I'm not really too concerned with that. I just... You know, if he sets up rocks, then Alakazam turns into fodder because I only have 1 health left on it. And he does take this opportunity to set up rocks now, thinking I would switch out. I was kind of scared of switching out, and because this was live, he did see the amount of health I had left. Well, he could have. I'm not sure if he actually looked at the screen. But he could have very easily known that another Seismic Toss would have killed me, so I guess he wanted his rocks up, which actually did. I guess it kind of came back to bite him in the ass later, you'll see. I think right now, actually. So I go into Mantis as fodder using said rocks, so I can go ahead and bring in a safe, so I can go ahead and get a safe switch in. I know he's going to go for the Sleep Powder, but now I bring in my Primeape, who's got Vital Spirit, so Sleep Powder isn't exactly going to work. It's my Banded Primeape. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch. I normally do a very, very, very nice chunk to Venusaur's, or I actually take them out, depending. But in this case, I don't take this one out. He goes for Leaf Storm. But you're going to see in a little bit that he is the Life Orb variant, so he's going to take himself out in the process. The critical hit did not matter because he's Life Orb. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have mattered even without Life Orb, so it's a double down. I decide I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Sceptile, since now that I know that his Venusaur is gone, there's not really going to be too much of a reliable counter right off the top of my head, if that makes any sense. Anyways, since I am a Spextile, I don't want to go completely all out on this Blastoise, since I know it is an offensive set. It's not really going to be packing special defense or HP EVs. That being said, a Specs Energy Ball should be more than enough to take it out. And in comes this Nidoking, and I'm not really scared of it, but I have other things that can handle it more effectively, so I decide I'm going to go ahead and go out to Melodic, and we'll just go base to that. I forgot what move he did, but all I saw was that it missed, so it didn't really matter too much. And then it goes into his Uxie, which is actually going to shift the momentum of the match a little bit more into his favor, which is, you know, that's always good for him. It's a dual screening set, so there's not much I can do about it. As you can see, the Surf, this is an offensive Melodic, so I do have all of my EVs and Spec Attack. As you can see, it did absolutely shit damage. Like, it's not even worth mentioning. He goes in. Well, I switch in my Sceptile, but he actually goes for the U-turn, predicting that I would go into something else, and I guess he wants initiative, doesn't want to set up the Reflect or anything of the sort. Out comes Nidoking, so I'm like, shit. But right here on the Nidoking, I decide I'm going to go for a Leaf Storm, because despite the fact that it being neutral, being in Overgrow range, being Specs, is actually going to hurt whatever comes in very nicely. As you can see, I did quite a bit of damage to that Uxie despite being an Overgrow, or despite it having Light Screen up is what I'm trying to say. And now I'm -4 Spec Attack, I believe, and in comes Heracross, and I'm like, well, I have absolutely no hope for taking that thing out, so I'm going to go to my Dugtrio as fodder, and he sets up the Swords Dance, and I'm like, shit, could it get any worse? And it turns out he's Guts Cross, and I'm like, well, double shit. What do I say to that? And right here, what was I saying? In the match, I was looking down, I was like, oh, I'll just Aerial Ace him, and then everyone told me, like, why the fuck do you have Aerial Ace on Dugtrio? You should put, like, Substitute or something, and I looked down at where Airlace used to be in a substitute now, and I'm like, fuck you guys, really? The one time I actually needed it. No, I'm just kidding. I am going to argue that substitute is a lot more useful on Dugtrio. But right there, if I had my old one, the Heracross would have been gone. That's all I'm saying. So, he switches out, goes to Nidoking. I think, yeah, I ended up dying. For some reason, did not expect the Sucker Punch, but he's Life Orb, so it leads to the second double down of the match. Not really too concerned, once again. I'm going to go into my my Ursaring, knowing that the Heracross is still alive. If he wants to go for the close combat to lower his defense and special defense, I'm basically just trying to stall for a turn while the burn damage goes down. And if he decides to go for the close combat to make it an easier KO with my Melodic, then hey, you know, good for you. If he went for the Mega Horn and it missed, my Toxic Orb would have activated and would have been like that. So it's all but completely game right now. Rock's damage, as you can see, is actually going to help him a lot more because Guts, Heracross, what is it? What am I trying to say here? Close combat from Guts, Heracross is actually going to hurt a lot. A lot. That's unboosted beside from Guts. So, fortunately, I am able to surf and take it out, but that actually could have gone way differently, so I really had to be careful. I had to really be on my feet, and he actually picked up his momentum very nicely towards the end, so that was, you know, that was a really good game. It was one of the better ones from the stream yesterday. I think I'm recording this on Saturday, so I might be having another stream, but I'll be uploading this video on Tuesday, so whatever. That's it. Hopefully by the next video I should have my ace card. We'll find out, right? Stay tuned.